If I tell you that the world is going to end, you would probably laugh and make fun of me. You would say there is no such thing as us poisoning the ocean, so vast and so large. Yet you are quick to believe in war refugees of ISIS and Boko Haram, but the piercing cries of climate change refugees fall 6 feet short of our unsavory graves, lies buried in the tombs of our greed and desperation for money. MNCs exploiting the earth at the cost of SIDS, yes, multinational corporations or MNCs, threatening the very survival of small island developing states or SIDS. See, whilst governments and CEOs hide behind bureaucratic sunglasses, diplomacy and respectability, the satire lies in wait when the chemistry of technological advancements is unescapable. Carbon footprints stamped over official seals and enveloped to filter through echelons and hierarchies, heads of states and monarchies. Almost 90% of the world's energy comes from natural gas, oil or coal. A cost we pay with trees instead of gold, with coral instead of pearls, with dreams instead of goals, with kids instead of olds. Remember Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines? 7,300 dead or missing souls. Is that too far from home? Then do you remember Superstorm Sandy, Hurricane Katrina, or the Europe summer of 2003 when a heat wave was directly responsible for over 14,000 deaths? Is that still too far from home? Let me tell you where home is. Tropical Storm Erika devastating Dominica, costing more than 90% of the country's GDP. Hurricane Ivan reshaping the landscape of Grenada, Cuba, and the Cayman Islands. Hurricane Thomas flushing St. Lucia. Lives lost and economies stuck in recovery mode. This is home. We have Category 5 hurricanes, extreme weather, reduced food production, and rising sea levels. The ocean, our largest carbon sink, is now screaming because excess CO2 is making it acidic. Such irony. Biodiversity lost with coral reefs, thousands of species lost with the Amazon as our rainforests become deserts, our rivers become ravines, water sources become mud trails, ecosystems become new pages in history books as trees are ripped to make paper, scraped in lieu of pharmaceuticals. I can think of 1.5 reasons to keep this earth breathing, or show you what nearly 1.5 thousand new cars daily in the streets of Delhi can do to a little child in Samoa inhaling air with carbon he or she did not put there. 1.5 to stay alive, this is a global warning. SIDS catch the cold when the world does the sneezing. Goodbye sandy beaches, tropical fruits and cities. Life now in SIDS is measured in degrees Celsius instead of academic degrees. As the world meets to concede a 2-degree tipping point, lives in these countries have long reached their breaking point. Maybe you'll better understand when there's no more rice and no more wine, no more bees and no more butterflies. 1.5 to stay alive, but at the rate we're going, Castries, Bridgetown, Kingston, Georgetown will be underwater and cut off with no airports and no harbor. Marshall Islands will be fighting like martial artists to be remembered as once existed, and tradition will be lost with egos in the melting caps of the Arctic and the Antarctic, and the rising sea levels of the Atlantic and Pacific. Or maybe, when the world comes together again, after the achieved rise of 2 degrees, people like me would be standing before the UN to remind them of countries that once existed, lives that once thrived, and cultures that drowned with global warming, economies that could not survive beyond 1.5, like Antigua, Bahamas, Bahrain, Fiji, Haiti, Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Singapore, Tonga, Trinidad and Tobago, Tuvalu, Vanuatu, and many other islands begging, pleading, bleeding, crying, needing for the world to be selfless and not selfish, needing for a world that is caring, one that unites, one where all lives matter, a world where a global temperature rise of more than 1.5 degrees Celsius is just a dream. Help us build that world. 1.5 to stay alive.